but I do it all the time.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us again. We're here live to share, some inspirational stories and things that will help redirect positive power into your life. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christina Burnett. I've been in network marketing. I have a background in recruiting and in the insurance industry, and been a successful owner and mom. And I'm here with these unbelievable women. Ladies are just like my sister. It's sisters, and I just love them. And here with us, Joyce Barton and Kelly Brown, and I love that we've come together on a mission to really speak to, inspire, and be inspired by, unbelievable women. And I'm going to hand it over to Joyce to say good morning or good afternoon on the East Coast.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, well, good morning, everybody, and it is afternoon here on the East Coast. I had to unmute myself because I'm sitting in a coffee shop right now. I'm traveling in Pittsburgh at the moment for another day or two, but I live now in Florida. I am originally from the Pittsburgh area, but here for a visit and heading on back home here soon. And what I do in Florida, for those of you who don't know me, is I work as a certified holistic health coach and helping people get into a healthier lifestyle and realizing the importance of reprioritizing things in their life. So it's really going to go hand in hand with what we're talking about today, with finding balance. And we'll get into more of that. But first, let me introduce my other business partner, Kelly Brown, and let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Good morning. Good morning. It's well, it's 10 o'clock here on the West Coast, so it's still morning, but I've already had my Suma Cafe and I'm ready to go. I'm an entrepreneur and artist. That's what I do, other than hanging out here with you lovely ladies. My love and passion is in people, even when I paint or draw. Well, people and animals, I'd have to say, but yeah, and I love in business inspiring people to build their dreams. So I'm really a dream builder coach where that's concerned. And thanks for joining us this morning. Christina?
We're going to talk about having balance, and I think it's something that I know I struggle with in both our personal lives and our business as well. We juggle a lot. We're great multitaskers. Very focused on too many things at once, and we really don't spend enough time for ourselves. And I'm going to go ahead and the format to use to help us maintain balance. So Joyce, I'll let you.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm muted or unmuted again. I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I'm going to put up on the screen what I use when I start to work with my clients to help them realize where they are in life with the balance that they have or need or are probably out of sync with, because we do, like Christina said, we all do so many things as women and we're always pulled in so many different directions. So let's take a look at this. It's called a circle of life, and if you look on here, there's 12 sections on this circle, and each section is a part of our life. And we look at our if we start at the top and look at our spirituality, and then go over to the left and what joy we have in our life and our social life, and then our relationships and home environment, And home cooking, now that's an interesting one. You know, we might not really think about that too much, but it's an important consideration. I was just to give you a little side note, I was getting my nails done yesterday, and I was listening to these other two women in the nail salon talking, and one was like, "Oh no, I just never cook at home," and you know, and it was ridiculous. And then she went on to say that I never garden, I never pull a weed, I never do this, and I never do that. So I'm wondering, you know, what she does do, and what her balance is in life. And so it's a it's just part of who we are as humans to have that balance at home too, and home cooking is part of that. And then we go on to physical activity and just our health in general and our education. A lot of us feel that maybe there's something lacking or some more goals that they want to achieve with their education, which then leads to your career sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily. It just depends on your passion. Um, and then from there, that leads into your finances, and then of course creativity. So all these different areas are parts of our life. So when you look at this circle of life and you're thinking about each of these parts of you and your life and how they all fit together, what you want to do is, if you can print this out, it's really helpful, because what I want you to do is take a pen or a marker, and each line you want to place a mark as to where you believe that you are in your life with each of these areas. And so closer to the center would be you're more dissatisfied with where you are in that area. So for example, you don't feel that you are really connected spiritually very well. You know, it's going to be closer to the center. And then your joy, your happiness, you know, you want to see where you fall with that. And the outside of the circle would be where you're most satisfied and you feel pretty fulfilled in that area. So you go through this and look and just take the time to reflect and think about these different parts of your life, and put that mark on each line. And then as you're done with that, you want to go back and connect all those lines and see how your circle would roll through life if you were depending on that to get you somewhere. Okay, the more balanced we are, just like the wheel on the car, if your car is out of balance and you're trying to get somewhere, it's rough ride. So what you're going to realize here is what parts of your life are a little rough for you right now. And then that gives you a focus point to work on maybe those areas. And if it's really something that you don't feel that you can do much about right now, at least be aware of it and realize that that's okay for right now, and that you are going to flourish in the other areas of your life, and not get sad or depressed or anything about the other areas that might not be so great. For example, relationships. Maybe right now you don't feel like you're in the type of relationship that you want to be in. But instead of letting that negative energy come in and throw you out of whack and out of balance in your goals that you're trying to reach in life, just let that be where it is and continue to work on the other areas in your life. So every month it's a good idea to go back and revisit this and see where you are in all these aspects. And it just keeps you focused on yourself and your goals. So I'm going to come back to our screen with our beautiful, unbelievable women that are here. And maybe, I don't know if you ladies had a chance to print that out and even work on it for yourself. And if you want to share anything with the other women that are listening, how that reflected for you, what it did for you.
I didn't get a chance to print that out. I have, but I will. I do have an old wheel that I had worked with back in 2010 that I had done, and at that time, at a very, I'm hearing a beep. At that time, I had a very low spot in exercise, which I no longer have. I get good exercise now. So it does help to focus in and change those parts that are not balanced for you. So I've had that experience. Christina? Christina, can you hear?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I was having a little bit of a bad connection there for a minute. But yeah, there are definitely some areas in my life that I need to work on for sure to get my wheel more balanced. My That's one thing that I think that as women we constantly need to work on to be able to, especially when we're trying to run businesses and we have children. I have 3 small children myself, and sometimes we lose out on different areas where we need to have and make more time for ourselves in order so that we can have a really balanced life. And I want to talk about too, how we can have a more balanced life, in our businesses as well. Because I know there's some women on here that are entrepreneurs, whether it's network marketing or whatever it is that you do. And I think, in business as women, we've really been taught a pretty masculine way of building a business, and that being successful means working really, really hard and long, crazy hours, which is, a major recipe for burnout. And I know I've been guilty of that myself. And, if you really want to build a business that can be sustained for years and years, you have to have a balance. You've got to have that wheel, so that focus on trying to get it so that it can really roll. And you've got balance in all areas of your life. And when you take time to rest, it's really key to get back into, the zone and be able to build your business successfully. And whether you take a short break for, 90 minutes, every 90 minutes, or you do a 30-minute lunch, taking time to go out, for just a walk or schedule some fun time, with your kids. And if you schedule time for these, short breaks, your productivity is really going to go much higher. And we don't take enough time to do pit stops, some of us. And I know I've been, guilty of this myself. In fact, if my husband, if he's watching, he's probably sitting there shaking his head yes right now. So, I want to suggest, too, that, write down, 5 to 10 simple things that really energize you, that can help you, that get you energized to keep you going, whether it's going to the gym or doing yoga or being out in nature or spending time with your kids or taking time with your spouse or meditation, things that really energize you and can help build your self-esteem. You want to write those down and really, book it into your schedule and honor it. Some things with other areas of your life that you see on the wheel too, whether it's spirituality or write those 5 to 10 of those things down and really, take the time to book that into your schedule and honor that. And at the same time, when you're mixing your home life and your work life and you're working from home, like I do, your family needs to really understand that your time is for long times for the that also, I heard this somewhere else. I just really thought it was a really great idea. Set up an
You're breaking
agreement
up.
and that really honor, respects, your time. They need to know that what you're doing is really important and needs to be treated, as such. A lot of times, as women, we can really be reactionary to things and that are just really coming at us. And whether it's a phone call or whatever it is, something with the kids, and we're trying to juggle everything at once. And so if you can do this time blocking for things, you can really take control of your schedule and really block out a time to focus on and complete, what it is that you need to be working on. And this can be really powerful, full engagement and what it is that you need to be doing. And your business is not only going to get easier, it's not going to get any easier as it grows. So it's important to set some of these habits up, right from the very beginning. And blocking out time for your business building activities too. If you want to build a business successfully, you need to at least block out 50% of your time in business building activities, whether it's prospecting or phone calls or sales or whatever it is you need to be doing to be growing your business. You want to block out at least 50% of your time in business building activities, and make a list of and identify what those important activities are, and block out a time for them and put your attention there, before you really do anything else during that time, and that's what time is. And this, really is going to help you leverage your time and be more effectively and treat, that time as sacred. Doing these types of activities. So blocking out time for your personal life, your spirituality, for your joy, all of these things are important in your life, and to have complete balance. And I'll go ahead, and is there anything else anyone else wants to add?
I do. I was thinking this morning as I was going to say, as I was sitting in the makeup chair and Dolores was doing my makeup. No, I was doing it. How can we really have it all? Can we really have it all? And it's been in my past, well, let me see. I've come upon men who, in business, especially in network marketing, I would say, you kind of have to be tough. You have to be tough. So can we be gentle and feminine and tough at the same time? I believe we can. But I've also found men that maybe bristle at some of the things that we do. But I still believe we can have it all. They're just going to have to get used to it. So back to what you were saying, too, about the scheduling of your time. I use a system. And what we're showing here in the circle is getting us a system that we can put together. But I use a system where once a month I go through each of those sections, and I designate what's important to maybe accomplish that month. And you have to do it in a way that there's a goal, something measurable. So let's say I want to exercise. I want to exercise this month. Well, that's not a measurable goal. Let's say I want to exercise 5 times a week, every week. Well, have you actually been doing 5 times a week, every week? Okay, so don't necessarily set yourself up for failure. Go, you know what, I'd like to exercise twice a week or 3 times a week, something that you really think you can do and hit. And do that through all those various areas of your life to create some balance. And then select maybe the top 3, one in person, top 3 personal, top 3 business. And then every day I like to plan my day right before I go to bed. That way I don't wake up trying to figure out what it is I'm going to do. And I have a monthly calendar where I put scheduled activities for the day. If there's a time and a schedule, that goes first on my day. And then I fill in the other hours with the other areas that I'm trying to accomplish. It may be that you're working with people that are in Japan, and so the hours that you're going to be working are blocked out at a later time because they're a time ahead. But that's how I work my system currently. And it seems to, I like it, it works for me, but thanks.
Joyce, did you have anything else that you wanted to add? We can't hear you. Are you able to hear me, Joyce?
She's muted. She's at the...
There. There should be on now. Okay. All right. So, yeah, just to give you another couple tips on how to block that time that Christina was talking about. It is important to have some tools in place, to have a way of visualizing how we're going to in different directions as women, especially if you have children, because you're not only busy with your own life, you're busy with their lives too, and they're dependent on you, and of course we're so busy with the things that we're doing for everyone in our family. So especially with the home-based businesses, as most of us have here, we really have to be um, in tune with where we're spending that time. It's easy to get sidetracked and go fold clothes or go do something in the kitchen whenever you should be sitting at your desk and working. So blocking out that time, like Christina was talking about, is super important. And setting those goals, like Kelly was talking about, is super important. But then how do you manage that? And how do you bring it into a way that you are going to accomplish it? Okay, measurable goals, like Kelly was talking about. So one way that I have found that's really effective is to get maybe like a day timer and different colored highlighter pens and block out your time of the day and have the different color highlighters for whatever activity it might be. So yellow might be the time that you are going to spend with your children, and green would be the time that you're going to make calls and check in with your clients and your prospects. And block that time out and make it visual so that you can see it real quick and you know at a glance where your time slot is for the day and where to spend that. So just one little tip that might help you with keeping that balance in and making sure you're hitting all those points that we're working on. And I just love what Kelly was saying too about um, deciding on what goal it is that you're going to work on and what area of your life. Look at that circle and see where you want to work on things and keep the balance there so that we don't get all frazzled and then we're just sort of spinning around in circles and getting nowhere. So focus is important. I think we're getting close. Well, we have another 6 or 7 minutes, I think.
Want to add, Kelly, before?
No, I think that, no, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I think we've lost Christine. There she is. No.
It's garbled. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it'll come out clear on the recording like it did last time. But yeah, we're getting close enough to the end of the show here, and
Okay.
just really, to keep it all in mind and where you want to focus your balance. What you said about that, Kelly, for sure, and really, take that sheet is available in our Facebook group. Goals, and then sharing it out there from one of our channels, like that up as well.
All right.
I have something I'd like to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm having a really hard time hearing you, and you're garbled. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is this the format we're going to continue with next week, or are we thinking about changing the format from Google Plus to Google Hangouts to something else?
We're looking at changing the format. We can talk about that more after.
Yeah.
We're still making through Google Hangouts, through Google, find it there, and YouTube and Facebook. So we're looking at changing the format. So hopefully coming through okay. I think it depends on who's watching what they have, so Joyce, thank you. But yeah, that we're new at doing this show and working through some of these technical issues, and hopefully we'll be able to get this all cleared up and looking at some other ways of doing this so we don't get any connection. And if any of you are having trouble hearing us or not getting a very connection, please let us know, because we certainly want you to be able to get all of this valuable information. So just want to give you guys all an action step again. Print out the form that we had provided for you in the Facebook group there, and go through that wheel and find out where you need to have balance in your life. And write down the things that really do energize you, and make time for those, and set goals to be able to achieve and reach balance where you feel that you need to have that, so that you can have, a full balanced wheel, and be able to live the way your life, the way that you want to live your life, and honor, honor the times that you set aside for yourself, for your personal time, and for your business time and your family time, and you will be a lot happier and more energized and more successful and productive in your business and in your family by doing that. And thank you, so much again for joining us. It was an honor and a privilege to have you all here with us. If you know somebody that can benefit from a positive message, please refer them to the show. We'll see you all again Thursday night at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. You can follow us on Facebook. Also join our Facebook group, Unbelievable Women Talk Show. And then also just want to say, in life, most of us desire and need a vehicle that can from point A to point B, and a vehicle that can get you to your dreams. And we are a group of women who specialize in helping women live nice and come in, set it up in a way that can give you that time you're looking with your family, as well as lifestyle that you want to achieve. So back to whoever referred you to the show, and they get you some more information on that. Otherwise, have an unbelievable week. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again on Thursday at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.